Long ago, in a distant town called Udora, there lived a young boy named Zuberi. He was the only child of his parents, but they had died when he was just a baby. So he lived with his grandmother, Mama Kunto. Though Zuberi was only 10 years old, everyone in Udora feared him. Even adults twice his age would greet him with trembling voices saying, "Great Baba, we salute you." If someone saw Zuberi coming from far away, they would turn around and go the other way. Parents warned their children, "Stay far from that boy, he is not ordinary." But Zuberi was proud of the fear he brought. He felt powerful. If he saw someone holding roasted maize and wanted it, he would point, and they would hand it over, even if that was all they had to eat. People said in hushed tones that Mama Kunto was the last living witch among the 7 dark sisters of Udora. The others had died, but Mama Kunto refused to leave this world. 6 times she had died, and each time the whole village danced and rejoiced. But as they prepared her grave, she would wake up again. People had given up. They just wanted her gone. She was wicked. If a woman angered her, she'd make her womb empty. If a man crossed her, he might not see another sunrise. Even the other witches feared Mama Kunto. Some whispered that she had killed her own daughter and son-in-law to take Zuberi as her own. She had passed her powers to him, raising him as the next dark force. That's why no one, young or old, dared to stand in Zuberi's way. As the elders say, a young serpent is still a serpent. But despite his powers, Zuberi went to school like other children. Udora had only one school, and even though many parents didn't want their children near Zuberi, they had no choice. The nearest school was far away, across rivers and dusty roads. So each morning parents would pray, "God, please don't let my child anger that boy." Some parents went even further. If they had only one child, they kept them home entirely. "Come to the market with me," they'd say. "Better you help sell yams than go to school and die." For years this fear ruled Udora. Still, fear could not stop Zuberi. If he didn't like someone, he'd curse them with juju. If they looked at him the wrong way, they'd fall sick or worse. Teachers gave him the highest grades, not because he was smart, but because they didn't want to vanish. No one dared to fail him, even though he often slept through class. Eventually, Zuberi finished secondary school. And yet, his grandmother, Mama Kunto, still lived, still strong. Zuberi no longer cared about stealing bread or passing exams. Now he had found a new pleasure: women. He went after the most beautiful girls in Udora. If he saw one he liked, even a married woman, he'd walk up to her and say, "You belong to me now. Come." And the woman, trembling, would follow. Even if her husband stood beside her, he would only cry. He wouldn't stop Zuberi. He couldn't. Everyone knew, if you disobeyed him, death would visit you and your kin. Zuberi gathered wives like goats in a pen. Not one of them loved him. They were all held by fear. Their hearts cried, but their mouths stayed quiet. Parents, with beautiful daughters, sent them away to distant towns. "Go live with your uncle in Kongoa," they'd say, "before Zuberi sees you." But Zuberi's hunt went beyond Udora. He took young women from nearby villages, travelers, visitors, even national youth girls posted for service. Some came to teach, but never returned. 4 of them became his wives too. Zuberi grew more powerful and pleased himself daily. Mama Kunto was proud. She taught him deeper secrets of witchcraft. The whole village remained silent. Who would speak? Who would dare? Then one day, something strange happened. Zuberi was walking down the narrow red earth road of Udora when he saw 3 girls passing. One of them caught his eye. She was fair-skinned, her hair in neat black twists, and her eyes burned with something he couldn't place. Her name was Ngozi. He knew at once she wasn't from around here. Her spirit felt different. Her smile didn't shake. Zuberi raised his hand and pointed. "You there. Come to me," he said sharply. The other 2 girls froze. They quickly dropped their bags and bent low. "Good day, Bubba," they said. Ngozi blinked in confusion. "What's wrong with you 2? Why are you bowing to a child?" she whispered. You'll get us all killed, one of them hissed. Keep quiet. But Zuberi had heard. His face twisted in rage. You call me a child? Me, Zuberi Udora, the one who holds death in his palm? He raised his hand. Wind swirled around him. The air turned thick. Dust danced. Suddenly a giant lion formed from the storm, roaring at Ngozi. But Ngozi only chuckled. So this is your trick? She said calmly. There's only one lion, and he doesn't live in Udora. Yours is fake. She turned to her friends. Let's go, my sisters. Her friends, legs shaking, followed her. Ngozi walked away like a queen. Zuberi returned to his human form. His mouth hung open. What just happened? He muttered. Who is this girl? How is she not afraid? He walked quickly, his fists tight. His heart was full of anger. That girl, he said to himself. She dared to talk back to me. If people find out, they won't fear me anymore. I must act fast and stop her. He rushed home, dust rising behind him. But something strange made him stop. His grandmother, Mama Kunto, was sitting outside in the sun. That was unusual. She never sat outside. Mama? Are you okay? Why are you sitting here? Zuberi asked, worried. Mama Kunto looked weak. Her eyes were tired. Zuberi, she said, the girl you saw today? Her name is Ngozi. You must stay away from her. She is very powerful. Don't go near her. Zuberi frowned. But Mama, you are the strongest person I know. Why should I fear her? 3 times I'll say it. Leave her alone, Mama Kunto warned, then slowly went back inside. That night, Zuberi couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Ngozi. She wasn't scared of him. She even laughed at his lion. Now Mama Kunto feared her too? While Zuberi stayed awake, Ngozi was sleeping peacefully. What he didn't know was that Ngozi had strong faith in God. Her parents had been missionaries. She traveled with them to many villages and saw God's power many times. She lost her parents at 15, but instead of giving up, she prayed more. She trusted God with her whole heart. That's why she wasn't afraid when she met Zuberi. The next morning, Zuberi went into his dark shrine. He took off his shirt, drew marks on his body, and lit candles. He prayed to his spirits. He wanted more power. He wanted to fight Ngozi. The spirits gave him a plan. First, he had to sleep in the town cemetery for 7 days, then walk through the market at midnight with a calabash for another 7 days. Lastly, sleep near the river for 7 more days with no food. Zuberi followed every step. He lay on graves at night. People heard strange sounds and avoided the graveyard. Then they saw him in the market at midnight wearing white, holding a glowing calabash. His wives were afraid. He didn't eat, he didn't speak. Something bad was coming. On the 21st day, one wife came to him. Zuberi, a young woman is outside. She says her name is Ngozi. She wants to talk to you. Zuberi stood up fast. Ngozi is here? He ran outside. Ngozi was standing calmly under a tree. You are brave to come here, Zuberi said. But this will end soon. Ngozi smiled. God sent me. He doesn't want anyone to be destroyed. You've done many things, sleeping in graves, walking with calabash, bathing in rivers. But those things can't save you. Turn away from them. Come to God. Zuberi was shocked. How did she know what he had done? He turned and went back into the shrine. He stood in front of the mirror and shouted, Ngozi, come now! Thunder roared. Wind blew. But Ngozi didn't appear. Instead, a burning hand came out of the mirror and reached for Zuberi. Mama Kunto ran in. She pushed him out of the way. No! The burning hand grabbed Mama Kunto. She screamed and fell. Mama! Please wake up! Zuberi cried. But she was gone. She was really dead this time. Zuberi cried loudly. But soon, his sadness turned to anger. Ngozi, I'll make you pay. He buried Mama Kunto quietly. Nobody cried. The villagers were happy inside. The evil witch was gone. Zuberi started preparing for revenge. He wore charms, painted his body, and got ready. He didn't wait for midnight. He was too angry. He stood in front of the mirror again and screamed, "Ngozi, come now." But this time, fire came out. It burned the whole shrine. His wives screamed and ran. They watched the shrine burn to the ground. Zuberi never came out. He was gone. The next day, peace came to Udora. Ngozi stood by the river, praying quietly. The villagers were happy. They danced and sang. The dark days were over, and Udora was free at last. Evil may look powerful, but it cannot stand against true light. Zuberi trusted darkness, but it only led to his own end. Ngozi stood firm in faith, and through her, peace returned in the end. It is goodness that always wins. Like, follow, and subscribe for more powerful African stories with deep lessons. We'll see you in the next tale.